So, good morning to one and all. In the previous class, we explained about this super elevation angle. That means whenever we are moving on these horizontal curves, the road level is somewhat high compared to inner edge to outer edge. In these kind of cases, we need to face these super elevation angles on particular roads, so that we need to face this super elevation for contracting some frictional forces and centrifugal forces, and to risk free about these skiddings and other centrifugal forces acting on the particular body. That body means the medium of vehicle which we are using to that transportation. That means while we are using a car, that is a transporting medium to us, and we are using a bike, that is a transportation medium. So that whatever the medium we are using, those medium will be withstand due to this sober elevation against centrifugal forces and other forces acting on it. Likely in this diagram, for every body we are having some center of gravity depending upon its structural view. That means if the structure is in a triangular shape, the center of gravity is at two-third distance. That means two-third of height of the triangle. If it is a square, the square means all sides are equal, so that center of gravity lies exactly at the center point. If it is a rectangle, like that, if the center is lies at exactly center point of that particular rectangular body. Likely we are having a different kinds of pictures, those different kinds of utility vehicles, so that every vehicle is having different kinds of diagrams, so that designers in cars and other different kinds of systems, they design different cars depending upon this structural view to contract those different forces. That means while a vehicle is going with a huge amount of speed, means simply to avoid different kinds of losses while the vehicle is traveling in a particular road. That means whenever we are going on super highway expressways and super roads, so that the vehicle will have to get a speed of 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers within a short span of time. That means 2 to 3 seconds it will get 200 kilometers, 100 kilometers, so that the vehicle will get that speed due to its body shape and front and back. We are having different kinds of elevations and air free zones, so that the vehicle will get a speed due to this structural view. Depending upon those structure, their center of gravity will be located at a particular point, so that the vehicle will move as simple as possible by consuming less quantity of this petrol or any other or diesel. Okay, due to the structural view, the center of gravity of the vehicle depends upon will sustain on a particular point, so that the vehicle will move on a track with less quantity of time and less quantity of fuel. Particularly in the sober elevation, so we have to equalize the center of gravity of that particular body with respect to their weight of the traveling medium, like a car and other. Okay, this is the diagram showing that the center of gravity and force are balancing. Actually the center of gravity is perpendicular to the road. By the super elevation, that should be changes. Okay, due to the angle of inclination in the bottom side, we are having bottom side with some amount of elevation is representing in E, and angle with theta. Okay, north and N and M are showing there. That means interior and outer exterior pavements. This is the diagram representing those super elevation force neglected by the center of gravity and load of the vehicle and P. Okay, this is the how we analyze the super elevation. That means for every formulas, that means for every formula we are getting for a particular subject, we need to analysis on the basics of the subject. That means forces which are acting on that particular forces, we need to equate those forces, and we need sometimes we need to subtract the forces due to different losses. Sometimes we need to add the forces due to different activities acting on the vehicles, so that we have to get a final equation for this super elevation. In this particularly diagram, we are having a center of gravity. We are representing with a particular dotted line. The middle point we are having center of gravity, and the total force should be resolved into two components. In the right side, left side, we are having a W cos theta and W sin theta. According to the neutral axis, we are resolving those two forces into cos theta and sin theta. In the right side, we are having W sin theta. Otherwise, other side, we are having P cos theta. Depending upon those forces at the particular point P along the left side and W in the bottom side, those W can be resolved in W cos theta according to angle they are maintaining with the surface of the road structure. Okay, here FA and FB are the total forces acting on particular wheel. That means the entire load of the structure will be maintained by these wheels, so that the wheels will transfer the load to the substructure like these roads and others, so that in the particular point we are having reactional forces, so that we are having RA and RB, and we are having forces FA FB, so that RA and RB which are equal to W, that means RA plus RB, RA plus RB, which is equal to total load. And we are having this force is equal to load by area. That means F equal to load by area, that P equal to stress. That means force equal to Newton per mm square. For a particular span of area, what is the stress acting due to this vehicle, so that those forces should be calculated due to this super elevation. How the resolvation of forces can occur in a particular diagram we are shown. In the next one, we are equating in a equilibrium conditions. In the previously I have told that we are having different components, we need to equate and subtract depending upon the forces and others. So that P cos theta, here we are having P is the force, and we are having some angle to the central line, so that we are resolving that into P cos theta. So that P cos theta equal to, left side we are having a W sin theta plus some reaction forces at that particular joint, W sin theta plus FA plus FB. FA plus FB means force at particular A point plus force at some particular B point plus the sin theta. After that we are resolving FA equal to force into reaction, that means F into RA plus F into RB. Those two things will be resolved, and in those two terms we are having F as common term, F into RA plus RB. Okay, F into RA plus RB. RA equal to, we are having some formula, reaction RA equal to W cos theta, RB equal to P sin theta. Those things RA and RB, here RA and RB equal to, RA equal to W sin theta, RB equal to P cos theta. Those things we are mentioned here. Okay, by resolving those things RA plus RB in terms of W cos theta and P sin theta, but we are confusing here. We are having W cos theta, cos sin theta, we are here mentioning W cos theta because opponent things will become in case of RA. That means this W sin theta will be load bear by RA. That means sin theta will be changes into cos theta. Here cos theta will changes into sin theta. So that terms are mentioned here, W cos theta plus P sin theta. In those two terms, we are having common terms equally on both sides, P cos theta, P sin theta, W, W. So that we need to evolve those into according to those primary forces P and W, so that P cos theta and P sin theta we are having, we need to move P sin theta into other side, P cos theta minus F sin theta, W sin theta minus the plus W cos theta, FW cos theta, so that dividing with W cos theta, we will get P by W of 1 minus F tan theta. That means W cos theta by cos theta equal to 1. f into sin theta by cos theta equal to tan theta. In the other side we are dividing with cos theta, w cancel, sin by cos equal to tan, w cos theta cancel, only will remain friction force F. By combining those two forces, okay, we need only P by W, that means load by weight, equal to tan theta plus F into 1 minus F by 1 minus tan theta, 1 minus F tan theta. This is the formula we are getting ultimately by equating these forces and loads P and W. Those are the primary forces P and W. That means P along horizontal axis, W along vertical axis. We are resolving the forces into P cos theta, W into W sin theta. After that, we are having some reaction forces at the base level. That means reaction means whenever we are standing on a particular land, that means a particular surface, the total body weight should be maintained on our feet. That means మన యొక్క కాలు మీద టోటల్ బాడీ ఫోర్స్ మొత్తం కూడా మెయింటైన్ అవుతుంది. ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ టైమ్ we will feel our feet with some forces. దట్ మీన్స్ మన యొక్క బాడీ మొత్తం కూడా స్టాండ్ అవడం వల్ల కొంతసేపటికి మనకి బ్లడ్ మొత్తం కూడా కాల్లో ఒక డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఫీలింగ్ వీఆర్ అప్టైన్ డ్యూ టు దిస్ లాంగ్ స్టాండింగ్. అవర్ టోటల్ legs are so much of stresses acting on those legs. Due to those, the blood is not flowing in a particular level, so that is called stress. That stress is caused by load acting on particular area, like that. So different vehicles are landing on particular surfaces. Due to those landing will be obtained by their tires, so that the tire have to maintain some pressure in our different cases, so that in bike stands and other cars we are maintaining different kinds of pressures in the bikes and cars by measuring with pressure gauge at ఎయిర్ పాయింట్. దట్ మీన్స్ మనం గాలి కొట్టించేటప్పుడు టైర్లో ప్రెజర్ చూస్తూ ఉంటాం. ఎందువల్ల అంటే ఇది యొక్క లోడ్ మొత్తం కూడా ఆ ప్రెజర్ అనేది మెయింటైన్ చేస్తుందా లేదా, మనకి కార్కి ఎంత ప్రెజర్ ఉండాలి, బైక్కి ఎంత ప్రెజర్ ఉండాలి, దోస్ ప్రెజర్స్ ఆర్ మెయింటైన్డ్ డ్యూ టు దిస్ కండిషన్. Total weight will be sustained or not. If the pressure is less, that means the tire will be punctured due to heavy weights. If the pressure is so high, also the tire will be punctured due to huge amount of stresses. So that for every condition we need to maintain balance condition, that means equilibrium conditions to bear that particular loads. That's why we are checking our tires with pressure gauges. After completion of those reactions, we will get centrifugal ratio P by W equal to tan theta plus F by 1 minus F tan theta. Okay, this is the tan is the common term we are getting here. Theta is the angle of inclination, P is the force and W is the load. P means pressure force acting on the body and W is the load of the particular body. By using those, simply we will calculate this theta. That means if the P for a particular vehicle and W for a particular vehicle, we will calculate, and we will calculate this F also. Simply by substituting all those terms, we will calculate this theta, that means angle of inclination. After that, we will have some coefficients here. The value of coefficient of lateral friction F is taken as 0.15. That means, as previously I told, that we are having some recommendations by IRC, that means Indian Road Congress has prescribed a plenty of values for the different kinds of roads, what amount of friction we need to take for particular span of vehicles and a particular road. So that by using those tabular forms and other things, we need to calculate those F values. Here we are taking F value as 0.15, and a tan theta super elevation does not seldom exceeds 7 to 10%. So that P by W plus tan theta plus F, that means tan theta plus F equal to, we are here tan theta plus 1 F by 1 minus F tan theta. So that 1 minus tan theta is a very low term, so that we are neglecting here centrifugal ratio. Tan theta plus F into 1 by 1 minus tan theta equal to 1 by 1, simply it will get as a 1. That means 1 by 1 equal to nothing changes. So that we are here maintaining here F, that means frictional force. P by W equal to E by F, E plus F. So that in the previously we are getting P by W equal to V square by ZR. So that E plus F equal to V square by ZR. In that E plus F, F is the frictional force, E equal to elevation, where v is the velocity of the vehicle, that means meter per second, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and r is the radius of the particular curve. Here we are mentioning, okay, as previously mentioned, e is the super elevation, that means tan theta, f is the friction 0.15, v is the speed of the vehicle meter per second, r is the radius of the curve, that means horizontal curve we need to take here in terms of meters, their radius, and g is the acceleration due to gravity, that means that is the constant value we are learning from our primary education. Since 7th class and 8th class are, we are studied g equal to 9.81 meter per second square. So it is the constant value acceleration due to gravity on particular earth surface. There is the expansion of the particular terms for super elevation. Next one, maximum super elevation. Till now we are studied about super elevation and what is the minimum amount of super elevation we need to have. That means normally we are constructing a different kinds of roads, but in case of normal village roads and other transporting roads, we didn't take these values. Why? Because normal traffic is flowing on those, so that we need to provide a minimum super elevation on those particular roads. Whenever we are going to design these expressways and national highways, that means expressways and national highways, we are having so much of traffic and different modes of vehicles are traveling. If we are designed for high content vehicles, and if the vehicle is low content vehicle is moving on this particular ways, definitely there is a severe damage on those particular roads. So we need to avoid, so that we need to avoid those kind of accidents. We need to place different kinds of signboards, so that these kinds of vehicles are not allowed on those particular roads, so that the damage should be prevented by using these preventive measures. So that maximum super elevation we need to discuss. Indian Road Congress, that means IRC, has fixed maximum limit of super elevation and rolling terrains and snow-bound areas. In previous classes we studied about different kind of terrains, plain terrains, hilly terrains, rolling terrains, mountain terrains, like that. But these snow-bound areas we didn't explain. That means snow-bound areas, particularly in case of Himalayas, that means Himachal Pradesh, and the next one Simla, in some kind of snow-bound areas, like in our north states, they are having huge amount of snowfall due to these Himalayas and other cold climatic regions in Nepal, Assam, not Assam, Nepal and other countries. They are fully merged with this snow, so that they need to design roads by using this snow as a top layer, so that they have to use a maximum super elevation of 7% of that particular width of the road. విడ్త్లో మనకి 7% అనేది మనకి సూపర్ ఎలివేషన్ కింద మెయింటైన్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, ఆన్ హిల్ రోడ్స్ నాట్ బౌండెడ్ బై స్నో ఏ maximum super elevation up to 10 is recommended. That means without snow we need to maintain a 10%. With snow we need to maintain only 7% of the elevation. But in case of urban roads, stretches and other frequent intersections, it may be necessary to limit the maximum super elevation of 4%. It is a maximum super elevation condition. So as previously we discussed that in some of the places we are prescribed a minimum amount of super elevation, so that we didn't have to survey the particular locations. That means survey means how much amount of vehicles are going per hour, how many vehicles are traveling in those hour, the vehicular density is how much, and what kind of vehicles are traveling. All those can be obtained by using different kinds of surveys in the transportation engineering. So by according to those surveys we need to design the particular roads. Our Indian surveyors, that means according to transportation engineering, a surveys has to be taken on village roads, how can different kinds of vehicles, what they are traveling, how much amount of pressure should be laid on the particular earth surface, so that with regarding to the pressure, how we handle the top layer, so that what kind of materials we have to use, how much will be the lifespan for that particular road. All those things they are considering. After consideration of all those things, they proposed these super elevations and others different kinds of proportionals by IRC has made. the maximum slope elevation of 4% with urban roads at stretches with frequent intersections. That means these intersections means different normally we are having a particular area with different lanes. That means the main road is intersecting with each lane. The main road is common and the common road is intersecting with the first lane, second lane, third lane, fourth lane, so that at particular first lane point we are having intersection with main road, second lane with main road, third lane with main road. All those points are intersecting points. Like that in India we are having a huge amount of intersections in terms of crores and crores. Like in a city we are having different areas, like villages and others, but in case of urbanization areas we are having huge amount of these classifications. So that we are having huge amount of intersections, we need to give a minimum and maximum values for those intersections depending upon the population rate. Why? Because if the population is so high, automatically the vehicular usage is so high. That means some of them are used cars, some of them are used bikes, and some of them are used different utilities like three wheelers and four wheelers depending upon their economics and other things. So that we need to use different kinds of surveys for high rise countries, and depending upon the population growth. If the population growth is so high, we need to use different kinds of principles. If the population grind is so low, we need to use normal conditions for this slope elevation. That is the importance. And next one, minimum slope elevation. This thing also we discussed for drainage and other considerations. Necessary to have minimum cross slope to drain the surface of water to equal the lesser other cambers road to provide surfaces. This is the minimum slope elevation to be provided on horizontal curve may be limited to the camber of the surface. That means normally we are providing this camber. That means to drain the rainwaters and other materials which are stacked on that particular road. Particularly, these kind of materials will cause a disturbance while vehicles are moving. If there is any water bottles or any other things are there in the road, simply by moving any other vehicles on this particular water bottle, it may be sounds different kinds of noise to the users. Sometimes if we break on particular water bottle, automatically our vehicle will be skids. So that to reduce those kinds of losses and other things, we need to maintain a particular slope elevation with a minimum percentage for different kinds of roads. Next step we need to take is this is the formula. E is equal to slope elevation. Previously we are taken v square by gr, where v equal to velocity in meter per second and g equal to acceleration due to gravity 9.81, r equal to radius of that particular horizontal curve, not a vertical curve, horizontal curve. Horizontal curve. For this also we are traveling with a meter per second and kilometer per hour sometimes. So the formulas will changes. If we take a meter per second, that will be 0.75 v square by gr. If the vehicle speed is kilometer per hour, that means we need to take v square by 225 r. Those two things you need to remember. Slope elevation in terms of meters and in terms of kilometers. Step 2, we need to calculate the value of slope elevation is less than 7% or 0.07. The value to be obtained is provided. That means 0.7% means 7 divided by, here we are having a 7%, that means 7 divided by 100. Okay, that means 0.07. That is the minimum percentage. So that we need to obtain as provided value. If the value exceeds 0.07, we need to provide a maximum slope elevation equal to 7% of 0.07 provided in step 3 and step 4. Okay, in the further steps we are having provisions. According to those provisions, we need to provide these slope elevations. This is the step 3. In those step 3 also we are having E values. Normally we are providing 0.07, that means 7%. If we are having more than 7% value, we need to provide this by using this step 3 and step 4 conditions. If the value of f is calculated, this is 0.15, that means greater than 0.07. So that we need to calculate the design speed and restrict it on the particular step 4. This is the step 4. where E plus F equal to 0.04, where E equal to 0.07, F equal to 0.15. Those two things we need to equate to this V square by GR. That means VA means acceleration due to velocity. Those two things we need to equate. E plus F equal to 0.22, V square by GR. That means V equal to velocity 127 R. In those particular conditions, we need to calculate particular VA, that means 0.22 GR. That means G equal to 9.81. We will multiply with these conditions and we will get the design speeds. That means in those particular area we are designed with a particular radius and a particular cant angle, so that on that particular cant angle and the particular radius of the curve, in what speed we need to travel, what is the safest speed on this particular curve, those are calculated by using these velocities. VA equal to 0.22 into G means 9.81, R is the radius of the curve. In terms of meter per second and kilometers per hour, they are maintaining with a red boards. That means a white board with marked as red color in the outer periphery. In the middle center of the span, they will give us 60 kilometers per hour is the design speed for that particular curve. You need to travel on those roads by using this speed only. Otherwise, you may find by traffic authority which were there. The allowable speed is the speed that is calculated above the higher than the design speed. The design is adequate to provide super elevation E and equal to the 0.07. That means allowable speed is calculated if the super elevation is equal or greater than to 0.07. That means super elevation normally calculated. Otherwise, normal speed will be maintained on this particular roads. The allowable speed is less than the design speed. That means allowable speed is less than the design speed. Here we are having two speeds, allowable speed and design speed. Those two things you may confuse. Allowable speed means normally we are allowing it a speed of 120 kilometers in the expressways, but in case of these super elevations we need to go for design speed. That means on that particular area we need to go for 60 kilometers or 70 kilometers. After crossing that area we need to travel with 120 kilometers. That means normal speed of the road is 120 kilometers per hour, but in case of these horizontal curves we need to move on according to the design speed. After the crossing of these horizontal curves, we may continue our design speed of 120 kilometers for expressways. Like that, we need to travel according to the slope and other conditions of depending upon the nature and other things. The speed is limited to allowable speed calculated above. The appropriate warning signs and other speed limit regulations are installed to restrict the regulation of the speed. This is the explained point. That means allowable speed is calculated above the appropriate warning signs. That means previously I told that some red signals. That means whiteboard is painted with red signal and they are mentioning the design speed of the road is a particular amount. You need to travel with those speeds. Otherwise, a fines will be paid by traffic authority. That means traffic polices and other patrolling authorities. That means for a particular highway, for each 100 kilometers or 50 kilometers, some authorities are authorities are employed to control those regulations and restrictions are maintaining by vehicles or not. And if there is any damage occurred on this particular span of road, they will be the responsibility persons. They will have to treat the vehicles and accident persons immediately. They have to call the ambulances and they have to regulate the traffics in a proper manner so that those teams are useful for those conditions. Next one, attainment of super elevation in the field. That means attainment means getting. If you are having a particular goal, if we are attaining or not means మనం ఆ గోల్ని రీచ్ అవుతున్నామా లేదా అని మనం చూసుకోవాలి బై డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్టిమేషన్స్. ద అటైన్మెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ సూపర్ ఎలివేషన్ మే బి స్ప్లిట్ అప్ ఆన్ ద టూ పార్ట్స్. ఒక సూపర్ ఎలివేషన్ని మనం సైట్లో మనం ప్రాపర్గా మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నామా లేదా అనేది మనం ఒకసారి క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. అదర్వైజ్ దోస్ రోడ్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ డేంజరస్. in some villages and others, we are ఫేసింగ్ దీస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. నార్మల్గా మనం ఆ విలేజెస్లో కానీ కొన్ని అదర్ కండిషన్స్లో మనం ఆ రోడ్ మీద ట్రావెల్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్గా మనకు తెలియకుండానే మన వెహికల్స్ అనేవి స్కిడ్ అయిపోయి పడిపోతూ ఉంటాం. ఆర్ సమ్ స్పెషల్ ఏరియాస్లోకి వెళ్ళంగానే ఆటోమేటిక్గా వెహికల్స్ అనేవి ఓవర్ టర్న్ అయిపోవడం, మన స్పీడింగ్ అనేది వెహికల్ కంట్రోల్లో ఉండకపోవడం జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ సూపర్ ఎలివేషన్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ప్రాపర్లీ మెయింటైన్డ్ బై those construction team, and they are not super elevated, super inspected or supervised by the traffic authorities and other construction engineers at the particular points. All those things will be leads to severe damage, human that means manishi pranalana avachchu adu vehicles anna loss avacham. First one is the estimation of crown on the cambered section. That means crown on the cambered section. What is the crown? I will this is the normal road and we are maintaining, this is the normal soper elevation, this is the theta angle. So that I am showing this for one lane road. Normally the road surface is looking like a parabola. This is the normal road, this is the camber of the particular section, estimating the crown on the cambered section. That means this is the crown ante mana kireetam laga, this is looking like a topi. That means మనకి ముస్లిమ్స్ పెట్టుకుంటారు కదా మన టోపీస్ అలా ఉంటుంది, కొంచెం లైక్ మనం ఎజ్యూమ్ చేసుకోండి ఆ టోపీ లాగా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి దిస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఎ క్రౌన్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్, బై యూజింగ్ దిస్ క్రౌన్ దే విల్ estimate and eliminate the cambered sections. Next one is the rotation of the pavement to attain full super elevation. That means rotation of the pavement to attain full super elevation. That means simply they are rotating their pavement in another direction. For suppose if there is a C curve, that means the curve is off. If there is S curve, I will also show those curves, different kinds of curve. This is a C curve, that means the vehicle is moving in this direction. If there is S curve, that means this is the S curve, this is the C curve. This is depending upon those shapes we will name it as a C curve and a S curve. Okay, after that rotation of pavement to attain the full super elevation will be takes place. To attain the super elevation in a particular field, elimination of the crowd at the cambered section. That means first method. What is the disadvantage? Small length of the road and the cross slope is less than the camber and the drainage problem in outer half. These are the disadvantages while we maintaining this to eliminate the crown. Disadvantage means small length of the road. If the length of the road is small road, due to huge amount of houses nearer to that particular road. That means in some of the villages we will see that in a particular super national highways and other super roads, we are having beside huge amount of homes, normal homes, so that if there is any vehicle is coming with a huge amount of speed, definitely there may be a chance of accident with particular points. So that we need to avoid those kind of full scale roads with normal homes. We need to maintain some amount of proper distance by side of the road to counteract these accidents. So that likely in national highways and other roads they are maintaining separate embankments. That means these embankments are provided to counteract this merging of houses and other superior roads to this superway, expressways and normal ways. Small length of the road is one of the major problem. Next one is the cross slope is less than the camber. That means the cross slope means if we are having any S type of curves, we will face these cross slopes with less than the camber. That means normally we are providing camber to drain the water. If the camber and super elevation both are merged, automatically there may be a chance. And next one is the drainage problem in outer half. That means inner half, outer half, we are having drainage problems. That means water elimination is not provided for that particular roads due to these super elevations. This is the levels of outer edge. and inner edge. That means crown is maintained like that. As previously I have shown that a circular in a circular path, but we are having this kind of crown. That means at the particular point we are having high point and middle point. This is the pictorial representation. Outer side is how, inner side is how. In that particular diagram, normally we need to maintain particular road like this, but due to several properties, we are simply maintaining like this. Normally we have to maintain road with this kind, but we are maintaining simply by rising. This is the rising portion, levels of outer side. What is the second method of construction is crown shifted outwards. What are the disadvantages? Large negative super elevation on outer half. That means negative super elevation. Due to this negative super elevation, what will happen? Simply colliding our vehicles are outer movement from the normal lane. That means whenever vehicle is traveling on that particular, the vehicle is పెరిఫరేటెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లేన్. దట్ మీన్స్ ఆ వెహికల్ అనేది ఆ లేన్లోంచి మనకి బయటకు వెళ్ళిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. వితౌట్ సెల్ఫ్ కంట్రోలింగ్ అనేది మనకి ఉండదు మనం డ్రైవింగ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, డ్యూ టు దిస్ సూపర్ ఎలివేషన్స్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, డ్రైవర్ హ్యావ్ ద టెండెన్సీ టు రన్ ఆఫ్ ద వెహికల్ అలాంగ్ ద షిఫ్టెడ్ క్రౌన్. ఇదేనమ్మా చెప్పాను. సూపర్ ఎలివేషన్ వల్ల మనకి డ్రైవర్కి అనేది సెల్ఫ్ కంట్రోలింగ్ అనేది తప్పిపోతూ ఉంటుంది కొన్నిసార్లు వెహికల్ ద్వారా. ఎందువల్ల అంటే డ్యూ టు దిస్ ఇంప్రాపర్ సూపర్ ఎలివేషన్స్ అండ్ అదర్స్. This is the major problem. Crown and they are having improper super elevations, shifted outwards and other things. Diagonal crown. And next one is the B part, rotation of pavement to attain full super elevation. Rotation of the pavement to attain full super elevation. This is the nowadays we are constructing roads with this principle. In olden days they are simply constructing with these principles, so simply maintaining two sides with proper cambers and others. In those cambers they are maintaining separately those things because of lack of equipment and other technology for constructing these kinds of roads. But nowadays we are having a huge amount of machinery. That means mechanized vehicles. Already I told that mechanized vehicles, if you want to compact that particular road, that means we are using these rollers and others. Normally in villages also we will see these rollers to compact the normal road without having any voids. If we construct the road with voids, automatically in rainy seasons the road will sinks. That means మనకి గొంతులు పడుతూ ఉంటాయి కొన్ని చోట్ల రోడ్లలో. ఎందువల్ల అంటే వితౌట్ హ్యావింగ్ దిస్ ప్రాపర్ కాంపాక్షన్. దట్ మీన్స్ కాంపాక్షన్ అనేది చేయకపోతే మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే ఎయిర్ వాయిడ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ ఎయిర్లోకి మళ్ళీ మనకి రైనీ సీజన్లో ఏమవుతుంది, ఈ యొక్క వాటర్ పెనట్రేషన్ విల్ టేక్స్ ప్లేస్. ఆటోమేటికల్లీ వాటర్ పెనట్రేషన్ వల్ల మనకి ఆ డెన్సిటీ ఆఫ్ ద సాయిల్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజెస్. Automatically in that rainy seasons we travel on that particular road. Simply due to gravity the total part will goes down and sinks will be observed due to this improper conditions like that. Next one is the rotation of the pavement to attain full super elevation. Due to this mobilization of the different kinds of rollers, that means mobilizations means we are manually operating with different principles and others, so that whatever slope we need to maintain, we will be maintained by using these rollers and other heavily equipments, so that we will simply lay these super elevations by using those with what amount we required on those particular periphery of the road, so that by simply rotating the outer line. That means inner line and outer line. What is the inner line and outer line means? I will show with the diagram. This is the inner line, this is the outer line. Okay, point top one is the outer road. That means in those top one we are having a different I will show with the diagram. This is the inner part, this is the outer part. inner part will be decreases and outer part will be reduces according to the, okay, this is the diagram they mentioned that it is the particular cross section. By using different principles E by 2 and E by 2, both sides they are maintaining same level elevation. This is the property they are using for super elevations. Okay, next advantage is earthwork is balanced. That means in some cases we need a huge amount of earthwork. That means filling material will be usually extremely high for this. But in case of earthwork will be advanced by using these super elevations. Vertical profile of the cross sectional limits will be remains unchanged. That means vertical profile unchanged. That means in these conditions we are having huge amount of material, but in case of this condition we are having small quantity of the material. This is the major difference here, telling vertical profile will be centralized or unchanged. That means so we are constructing this kind of material, there may be some volume change. That means vertical profile volume should be changing so that we are having so much of material advantage. Huge amount of material will be saved for constructing the particular road. And disadvantage is the drainage problem. Due to construction of this drainage, this kind of roads, drainage will be on one side only. That means this is the condition, drainage will travels from this to these conditions. In this outer periphery we are having only huge amount of water, huge water on one side only. In the other side it will be crack free, so that due to different condition, one side is huge amount of water, one side is lack of water. Different conditions are maintained so that the profile will be automatically degraded on one side simply. This is the major disadvantage. Next topics will be discussed in the next class.